Hi guys, so today we're gonna go over creating dialogues using Dialogic, and I'm gonna go in detail with each and every feature I could think of. So first we're gonna have a regular dialogue. Hello, my name is Mr. Bug, the third, but you can call me the B guy. I don't know why I came up with that, but I'm a bug. And then you have branching dialogues. What your name be? If I say Mario, then don't be silly, that's an old plumber's name. And then you have a looping dialogue here. So if I don't say anything, what's your actual name, Lassie? Gonna say it's so polite I didn't have to know it anyway. But really, what's your actual name, Lassie? So it's looping that same thing. If I say Mario, nice to meet you, Mario. Nice day. And then over here, you have this guy, my name is Preslot, and if you go over, now you have a definition. So it gives you a description of it, what this is. So I have something stupid like, a friendly version of evil clock or something like that. Then I have change in values. So you have 200 coins. Here, take a coin. You now have 201 coin. So you just added an extra coin. Plus now I use signals as well. So add a coin up there. It wasn't there before. I don't know if you guys noticed it popped up. Then now could go here, jump up, and grab it. Alright, now I even have load changing scenes. So this is like a level loader. So you interact with it, start level 1, say no, or could start level 1, say yes. And now it loads a new scene. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright guys, I'm gonna assume you guys have Dialogic installed already. If not, you go to asset lib, type in Dialogic in the search, make sure it's on Godot, GodotEngine.org. Then get Dialogic Dialogue Editor by Emilio Capella. He's a creator. I'll link his YouTube below. He has a tutorial on like the basics and getting started, and he also has a Discord channel. Right now there's an issue with it, and I found it out. I'll probably show that right now. So I'll later on in the tutorial I'll cover where that problem comes up. So now that we have Dialogic installed, you have this thing up top. You have to make sure you go to settings, project settings, plugins, and make sure it's enabled, and it will show up there. Now in Dialogic we have timelines, characters, definitions, and themes. I created these two themes already, but I'll leave them for now. I didn't want to get rid of them. So a timeline is basically the dialogue. So let's give it a name. So we have a Mr. Bug here. So let's name him. Let's name this timeline Mr. Bug 0. And then we have text events. These get called, like, it's an everything. So we need to set a character. So we need to go to characters. Then we add a character here. And we say Mr. Bug. Mr. Bug. You can give him a color. Let's give him something like, since he's red, let's give him red. And we can give him an image. Go here. Pictures, Mr. Bug, and I want to switch him to the opposite direction. Then we set this to be 200 by 120. So actually 200. Make sure this is a negative number, because in the viewport down is actually up. This 120. So that's gonna be his default portrait. So let's go here now. Now we have Mr. Bug. You can go here, could say Mr. Bug. And we have to actually use character join, move it up top, and set Mr. Bug, set his position. It's gonna be on the left side of the screen, but it's gonna be at the offset that we set in the portrait. So let's say, hi, my name is Mr. Bug. That would be that for there. Let's now create the script for each NPC. Let's go in one of them, Mr. Bug maybe. Go here, new. I'm gonna put it in the enemy section here. Call it NPC. Okay, first we're gonna create NPC. That's gonna be his name and which dialogue we wanna execute. So that's gonna get his name here and then 0. So we're gonna call it as one string together. Then let's add a object, and that's gonna be the coin that the last NPC uses. I'm just keeping everything in one script for the tutorial. Let's save that. And ready, we're gonna add to group NPC. So we're gonna use groups to check if the player is colliding with an NPC. Now we created a function, call it start dialog. Then we create a dialog, start it, and then set the NPC, and then change that to a string, the dialog index, and add it to the NPC. So that's one string now. Then we need to set the pause mode to process, so it doesn't freeze when it starts, because I'm gonna freeze the game, or pause the game. Then we get the parent, a child, add dialog. For 2D games, you might need to add this to a viewport node, so it doesn't come off screen. But for 3D, it doesn't usually need it. But good practice to always do it anyways. Now we need to create a signal. Connect the signal. There's a timeline end signal. We need that to know when the dialogue has ended, so we can like unpause the game, stuff like that. So I'm gonna create this next, end dialogue, and then get tree set to pause is equal true. Now we create an end dialogue. We need to have a data variable here, so it knows that it's it has parameters. It won't work if you don't. Then you say get tree pause equal false. So on top of that, I'm gonna need to add the mouse input. I need it to be visible because we're gonna use it when we're interacting with stuff, and at the end we set it to be captured again. All right, so that should be that for there. Now let's go to the player. Let's skip all the way down to the bottom here. I'm gonna create the interactions for this. Okay, so update interaction. Let's look at that. In the player node, we have this interaction area, is this here, and I have the collision shape set to disabled by default. If it's not disabled, then disable it. This function should always be called in their update method. So let's go up to where I'm updating, put it at the bottom right here. So update interaction. We check the signal if the body entered, and if it's an NPC, tell it to start dialogue. Then if it's level gate, tell it to start level quest. That's for the last level. I'll go over that later in the tutorial. So that should now work. So let's save. And for the sake of it, let's attach the script to all of the characters. So go here and here, up, code, right to this guy. So now what we need to do now is go here, go in the properties, change his name to Mr. Bug, and it's already 0. Go to Sir Beetle, and then Sir Beetle, and last one, press a lot. I'm not gonna interact with I'm not gonna interact with these characters yet because it's gonna crash, so it can only interact with the bug. So save. Alright, so now let's run it and see what happens. Update interaction. Oh, I need to get rid of that. Alright. Run. Now we're here. We go here and go. There you go. Hi, my name is Mr. Bug. As I was saying, this needs to be in the right spot. Okay, so I fixed it. It was the Dialogic being buggy. Alright, so go back here. Now we're gonna create all the other characters. So I'm gonna just skip over that. Okay, so now for Mr. Beetle, we're gonna create a dialogue that for Sir Beetle, this dialogue is gonna be with branching options. We'll set that to 0. So let's say hey, that Mr. Beetle. Remember to always have the character join in. Beetle here, say Mr. Beetle. Now I'm gonna say something like hello, let's see, oops. Hello, little lad. Then You hit ask question, that populates this whole section. So I'll say something like, say, Mr. Bill, what might your name be? You could say Maria, or you could say Mario, as I had the last time. Then select the condition, then add a text event for each one, and say, Bill, say something like, nice to meet you, Maria. And then come out here, say the text event, have a great day. And let's add another one here. That's not your name. That's a old plumber's name. So let's save that. There's one thing I forgot to show. So close dialog. Goes to the bottom and it fade out on. Just make sure the dialog ends slowly instead of abruptly. And I need to add it to this as well. Close dialog. Alright, save all those. Close Cerbero. Now we can interact with Cerbero. Load it up. And go here. There you go. Hello lad, it's a pleasure. What might your name be? Now I could select Mario or Mario. Let's say Mario. Ah, nice to meet you, Mario. Have a great day. So now let's create a branching timeline. So let's create another timeline. Go here, a timeline. Call it Sir Beetle 1, and then we could say, Sir Beetle, what's your actual? Oh, actually, make that be a question. So let's delete this, and then question from Mr. Beetle. What's your actual name? And you could say Maria, or nothing. So this is where we're gonna have it looping. So save. Let's go back to the first one. Then let's say that's your name. That's an old player's name. And then you click on change timeline. Then let's select this timeline, timeline 2. Then we go back to timeline 1. Then go back. Then we could say, nice to meet you, Maria. Now, if I don't say nothing, let's go to text and say Mr. Beetle. Okay, come on. Just say come on. And then we're gonna loop it back to the same timeline. So put it here, Mr. Beetle 1. So it's gonna be looping the same timeline until you pick this one. And I say, nice to meet you, Maria. And we say, leave the branch, add text. You have a great day. May that be him. Then we end by closing dialog. 1. Save. Now let's run it again. Now we can come here, interact with him. Hello lad, pleasure. What's your name be? Say Mario. That's not your name, that's an old plumber's name. And what's your actual name? You press it again. Oh, come on. What's your actual name? If you keep doing it, it's gonna keep looping. I should say Mario. Oh, nice to meet you, Mario. Have a great day. There you go. Okay, so now we're gonna work on values and definitions, and we're gonna use this big guy over here. So let's go into the script. We need to go right below where changes added to the parent, and you could say dialogic, that's actually dialogic that set variable, and we could get it, just call it coin, then set it to 200 for example. So now we need to go here, then we go to definitions, and then up here new value, make sure you name that coin, could set it to 0. Now we need to create a timeline for press a lot. So let's call it press a lot. Make that 0. Then I could say text event, press a lot. Say me name press a lot. So he's talking like a ogre, you know. Ogre? Is it an ogre? You know what I mean. And then a new text event. So the way you access coins, well, definitions, you could call them from text. So you go say you put it in brackets. You say coins, and then say coins again at the end for the text. And then now we can say set value, and here we select the coin. And we could change it to be itself plus more, or to be itself minus the value, or multiplied or divided. So for now we're just gonna use self plus, so 1. And then change it to press a lot. Let's remember to add a character to the scene. Press a lot. Alright. So he's you have to do this to actually have the his portrait to show up. So now we set that, and then we add a new text event, put it below. Then we say you have, okay, you say press a lot, say here take coin. Then after this, say new text, I press a lot again, you know. Or let's make him talk stupid again. Though you have or now have coin. There you go. Save. So there's one. This is where the problem is that I mentioned to Amelia. In the script, you have to go to, where is it? I already changed it, but where is it? Add-ons, Dialogic. But we need to find the Dialogic class. Here it is. So where we set, where is it? Where we set the variable, you need to add this right here. So the problem is the engine always returns false for this. We don't know why. I'm gonna put up the conversation I had with Emilio here. Yeah, so what I did, I just added this here because this works. I don't know why. As long as you don't move this singleton from here, it should always work. So don't move that. Or you shouldn't have any reason to move it. I think he's gonna be changing everything soon though. So the whole tutorial might not make sense. But after a while, but alright. So save. Now when you run it, alright. So now it should say you have 200 coins. Here take coin, you have 201 coins. Okay, so that works. Now we're gonna talk about signals, or custom signals. So let's go back to press a lot. So right after here, say something like do you want other coin? Then I'm gonna say at a text event, get it from top of book. Now we go here. Here is it, emit signal, and we can say something like instance coin. So what this do is emit the Dialogic signal, and then it sends this argument, so instance coin. So we're gonna copy this, we're gonna go in the NPC class, then we're gonna add this here, paste it here. So connect signal, So the dialogic signal has to be this exact signal, and then we're creating this function. So let's go down here. Let's paste that. So the dialogic signal event. So if the param is an instance coin, that's the argument that it sent. Then we're gonna get the coin, the object. The object that we made here in the beginning. We're gonna instance it, get a parent, add it to the child, and then get its global transform to position 3D's transform. And I already have it attached here, so it's just a random position up top. So let's run it again. Should just work. And pay attention to on top of that book. You want to take coin, do you want another coin? You take from top of book. Here it is. Coins on top of the book. Alright. That should be it for there. Now we're gonna talk about fun levels. Okay, so for the most part it's the same thing. So I have a script attached to the gate. And now on ready we add it to a group, call it level gate. Then we create a function, start level request dialog. So just same thing, create a dialog, but we have to create this dialog now. Level 1. Let's copy that for now. Then dialog, set pause mode process, get the mouse, make the mouse visible again. Get a parent, child, a dialog, then connect the time to the end dialog. Let's just create that down here. So end dialog, tree pause equal false, and then set mouse process. So there's one thing I gotta mention here. Go here, copy this again. Copy, go to Dialogic. You just create a timeline. We don't have to use a character here. Let's call it level 1. Then say question. Say start level 1. Then if you say yes, and then you got no, then we add end dialog. Add on to 1 again. So if yes, we're gonna change scene. Change scene. So what will do nothing. So go here. Let me find a scene. Levels, level 1. And if no, just do nothing. Pretty much. Then close the dialog. Now we can let's test it out. Go here, indirect, start level 1. No, nothing happens. Start level 1 again. Yes, then we started the level. Alright, so now we're gonna talk about creating audios. Save that. So audio is pretty simple. I created a few. So all we have to do is let's go with Mr. Bug for example. Let's do audio event and click here, add audio event, go here, have audio, so I have audio for each character, and I have a music track too. So let's say Mr. Bug, to test it out, hear what it sounds like.
Hi. Hi.
Just hi.
Hi.
Alright, and then let's go Mr. Beetle, then do background music. So music right here, and go there, and casual theme. And one thing you need to make sure is that the audio files are not set to looping. So let's go here, audio. So click on here, go on the import setting. Do this for each one. So loop set to not looping. And for the music file, you could leave that as looping. Alright, so now let's see here. So I have this on Mr. Bug.
Hi.
Just says hi. And then Mr. B will have a music that's playing. And say Mario, nice to meet you, Mario, blah blah blah. And then have a great day. And it just stops after the end of music. So you could have like themes, music themes for each character, stuff like that. Alright guys, so now we're gonna talk about themes. So go here, right click, add a theme. So here you have options, a whole bunch of options. I'm not gonna go over everything, but the main stuff you'd like to do maybe is change the background. You could click on there, go back up, and I have my own custom stuff that I made. I have this texture, so it's blue texture now. You could change your dialogue text. I'm not gonna change it for the sake of the tutorial. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. You could do your text color and all of that stuff. So red text maybe if you want to do that. I'll leave it at white. And then you could tell go in the settings here and set its default theme to be whichever one you want. So I'm gonna get rid of this one, so delete that. You could even just not use any theme at all. So this is the one I created prior. Could have background color, or you could just hide the dialogue completely, or just have nothing. Let's put like that. And these are settings you have to play with. So this texture I made is the same size as the default texture, same thing. So I didn't want to mess around with it too much, making different sizes. So choice buttons, you change what this button looks like. You could change the type of animation. Where is it? Actually, this is for the text buttons. Looking at the wrong thing. So here you could do it. So have pulse, have up and down here, and you have static when it doesn't do anything. So I like having that pulse. Yeah. So the trace buttons are the custom thing you could do. You could turn this off completely, but I'm not gonna mess with this part. So let's go into settings and set it to be my theme. So we're gonna make another thing to change themes. So let's run this, and now it's gonna always be the blue theme. Alright, so in order to change themes, I'm gonna just do it under Mr. Bug here. Could go to the top, then say set theme, move it up, put it as Mr. Bug, because I had this made already as well. So Mr. Bug has this yellow text, this yellow background. It's a default background that comes with Dialogic as well. So that should automatically start when you select it. Let's go here, boom. It changes, but I don't know why it delays. Could tell that the blue theme was there before. And then you could go here, still this one for this guy. But you can see that the blue theme up. I think he has something to do with the dialogue slowly opening. Alright, so that should be it. Let's add these audio, the other characters, because I made audio for each one. Could have a music and audio playing at the same time. So audio event. So here, this is Mr. Beetle. Go back here. Audio, Mr. Beetle. That's what this one sounds like.
Hey there, Lassie. Hey there, Lassie.
I don't know what I was messing with Audacity. Try to make it sound gamey. He's pretty much saying hey dear Lassie instead of hey dear lad. I changed it. And then press a lot sounds like audio event. Press a lot sounds more like
press a lot.
You name press a lot. I'll try to do it with a low voice. Try to move it up a little bit. Now we could play. Each character will say their voice lines.
Hey there, Lassie.
And there you go. Then you go back here.
Me, press a lot.
Press a lot. Alright, so that should be it for this tutorial. Okay, real quick, I forgot about creating definitions. So we go here, go new definition, call it press a lot. This name here will, wherever it is in any of the dialogues, it will pop up like whatever you put here. So remember I had say description, description. Let's just say friendly block. Just say press a lot. Alright, could have extra here. I don't really want to do that, but just copy here and let's go to press a lot 0. So right here, I'm gonna just make sure it's the same thing. Oops, Z. I think it is. So press a lot. Yep. So run this code again. And now if we go to press a lot, start talking.
Press a lot.
As long as you go over his name and it's the same spelling, you show the description and all that I just wrote. Alright. Make sure to like and subscribe, and my Discord is in the description. Alright guys, take care.